All right, here we are. So yeah, Joe, to answer your question, this is the one I normally use when I got my sexy voice. I want my sexy voice. Then I use this microphone that you see. And then when I want my radio broadcasting voice, I use this one. What's the difference?
I don't know. There's some type of difference. I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
I'd have to hear them back to back to tell you, but it just sounds a little bit different today for some reason.
Yeah. Yeah, it is different. It's a little higher pitch also. Hey, so Chris, real quickly, like where were you at, man? You're out on the lake, or why did you have to go to a mountaintop to get reception?
Well, anytime you're in Kentucky, cell phone service is a little sketchy. So we was out on buddies of mine. We rented a houseboat this weekend on Lake Cumberland. Joe, I think you said you've been there before.
Yep, I've been down there one time.
Oh, it's an amazing time. So
great time.
Yeah.
On lake.
So there was zero cell phone service down there. So I kind of drove back in toward the closest town, and cell phone service is still a little spotty, but.
We rented a cabin, did some fishing down there, caught some rock bass and a couple other things, but it was a good time. It's been years since I've been there.
Yeah, we say we're going to go fishing, but I don't think a line ever gets wet.
I was going to say, for being out on the lake, you look pretty damn good, because when I go out on the lake, man, I almost want to just sleep in my car. I can't make it home.
Well, we're just now getting started. So they're down there getting everything kind of settled in. And,
okay.
Yeah, so tonight's the first night, so that's the reason for that.
All right, yeah. Hey, Dan Potter, thanks for joining us, brother. Dan says, Chris Jones, where's my juice?
If he'd ever get off at West Coast, then I can get him some.
The juice is lined up behind Eric.
All kinds of flavors there, man.
Yeah, we got the butterscotch, the black cherry, the apple pie, and then strawberry or cinnamon.
Oh.
And then clear. Chris can tell you about that. I think that's what, 140 proof?
Yeah, it's in between 120 and 140.
Oh.
What? Apple pie is one of my favorites.
Oh, yeah.
I like.
It has the best flavor for sure.
Yeah, it's good.
And then black cherry or root beer over here.
Oh, all right.
So Joe, I will say this. There's two new flavors from this year, and one is caramel, and the other is charred. So the charred, he lets sit in burnt bourbon barrels, so it has like a bourbon flavor to it.
Nice.
So all the bourbon drinkers out there would probably like that one.
Yeah, I'd like to get a jar of that.
Oh, yeah.
How many jars are you going through this weekend down at the lake?
Oh, so yeah, we don't. We take very few. We take very few flavored ones. So these guys down here are professional drinkers. So it's only clear in the charred down here. So
nice. I'm going to get a couple jars of that charred. That sounds good.
Yeah, it is. It's real good.
You have to watch out for that apple pie one, though. That sneak up on you, man. That's
Yeah, it will sneak up on you. And that's probably the biggest seller. That's what I bring the most of to each tournament. You got to get me quick in the parking lot to get those. So
yeah.
But we do pre-sales too.
Pre-sales.
I think Nelly had like 5 cases pre-sold from Detroit that he brought up with us. So.
Nelly calls them exporters.
One of the best customers, it sounds like.
Do what?
So he sounds like one of your best customers.
He's a pretty good one. I always like when the Shamrocks are around too. Those guys like it pretty well.
Hey Joe, you can see the comments, right?
No, I can't.
No?
Oh, I haven't been able to see the comments for about 20 episodes.
Oh my God!
I don't know what happened to the comments, but I used to be able to see them. Now I can't see them.
How about that?
I can see that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cinnamon all day.
Yeah. All right, I have to remember to put those things onto the screen so y'all can see them. Well, hey, we're going to give it just 1 or 2 more minutes, and then we're going to roll into our intro. But hey, I'm excited about the show. Let me see. Hey, Deanna, can you? I don't know how you sent the topics to me. If you did, if you don't mind texting me that, I'd appreciate it. And let's see here. Oh, okay, Deanna, you did it. I should have known better. All right. Let me put this thing on my screen.
You say you're at work, Joe?
Yeah, I'm at work right now.
You work at a gym? I mean, what do you?
No, man. What are you talking about?
He sees your biceps, man.
You got the Nike polo on. I mean,
Oh, a little dress down today, man. Usually I wear a suit and tie every day.
okay, especially a basketball coach on the side, or what?
I have coached basketball. I've coached basketball, and I've also coached swim team. So I do have some coaching in me.
I got you.
I thought you were a soccer coach when you got on. You look like a soccer coach today.
Thanks, Trini.
You did. Nothing wrong with that, man. You're good. All right.
I decided to dress down. Trini, I wear a suit and tie every day to work. Some days, on these hot days, I can't wear it.
Man, I feel you on the suit and tie. So.
Heck with that, man. I only had to wear a tie to go to court, and that wasn't very often. So I was really happy about it. I was always lucky enough to be in some specialized units. So that was a good one. I'm happy, man. Ties, and I just don't get along with ties.
Well, unfortunately, my specialized unit is a suit and tie. So.
Oh, man. All right. Well, hey, guys, I want to thank you guys for being here. All righty. Let's get this show on the road. Appreciate you, boys. I'll have you in the background and bring you on in a second. Cool. Hey, Joe. So let's see. Let's get this show on the road. We are on July 22nd and episode 32. Man, doesn't seem like 32 episodes. That's pretty good.
Flying by, man.
Yeah, very cool. All right, brother. We'll see you here in a second. Deanna, let's roll it. All right, July 22nd, 2021. This is episode 32 of the Police Softball Podcast. I am Trini Trinidad, and I'm excited to be here today. Just to let you know, I am Audrey's husband. I am a U.S. Air Force veteran, a 23-year law enforcement veteran, a couple times gone through cancer. I'm a franchise business owner of a company called Biotech. It's a crime and trauma scene cleaning company. We franchised in Houston, Dallas, and Austin. Very happy to be able to help people in some of the most critical times in their lives with what we do as a crime scene cleaning service. I am also a nonprofit founder of an organization called Shields for Kids. Very happy about that organization. We're doing some great things, and I'm excited because at our tournament, the Keepers of the Peace National Softball Championships, we will be having a raffle that'll benefit our organization, Shields for Kids. And so you guys know the importance of our organization. Last year, we helped a child out who was suffering through cancer. Ultimately, just about the day before the tournament, he passed away. So it was great to be able to be there at a celebration of life and to be able to provide for the family as they were struggling financially. And we had no idea, of course, that little Iker was going to pass. So it was awesome what you guys did to be able to help that family in their time of need. All right. So as far as police softball is concerned, I'm the coach of the San Antonio Law men's competitive team. We've won a couple of national titles. I was fortunate enough to win the Chevy Wright Sportsman of the Year Award, the Pat Hill Inspiration Award winner, the Texas Police Athletic Federation and PS.com Hall of Fame. And I am a proud starting second baseman. I don't know, my job might be up for grabs though after my last tournament. Joe, you can stop smiling now for the Louisville Slugger. Hey, I tried my best, man. When is it, Joe, that intentions matter more than actions? That's what I want to know. Joe, I'm going to bring you on right now just so you can comment on that. What are you smiling so much for?
I'm smiling because you're funny, man. Here's the deal. It was all one game, a couple innings of one game that you struggled, and it was because you had someone else's glove or something you're using, which I don't know why you choose to start using that glove in the middle of a tournament, but you did, and it didn't work out so well. But after you got rid of that piece of shit glove, you did fine.
Well, I appreciate that. If you don't know, this is my partner, Joe Monahan. He is the coach of well, first off, he's my friend. He's the coach of the Missouri Lawmen. He is the director of the Show Me Classic. He is the coach of the Louisville Sluggers Masters Division. He's the East Coast Conference Manager of the Year, and he has been kicking butt, I will say it, at the plate here lately. We're not going to talk about outfield, but at the plate, he has been kicking butt. And
I'm not an outfielder, man. Come on.
All right. So, hey, glad you're here, Joe. Thank you for making the adjustment to be able to be here, man.
Yep. Glad to be here again.
Yeah, man.
After what's it been? Three or 4 weeks now?
Yeah, man. Been a little bit
since we've had an episode. That's good.
Yeah, man. We went to San Diego playing in the West Conference Championship, and then ultimately went on a couple of weeks vacation, and got back squeezing an episode in between my travels. So what's going on,
man? World traveler. San Diego, you're in Hawaii for 3 weeks. Now you're heading out of the country. I mean, unbelievable. And then you'll be in St. Louis next weekend.
Oh yeah, I'm excited about that one. Ready to highlight that one, and we're going to be doing that here in a second. Manny Reyes, what's going on, brother?
What's up, Manny?
Yeah, it's what I do, boys. What I do. He's healing from his bicep injury.
That was a nasty one.
Yeah, it was, man. He was a diving play going all out like he always does. Ended up tearing that bicep. And so hoping you recover quickly, Manny. We need you back.
Yes,
and
sir.
Bart Lemus, what's going on, Bart? Man, I am excited to be able to have Elite back in Waxahachie for the Keepers of the Peace National Softball Championship. Bart was out there, providing us all the equipment that we needed, bunch of really cool shirts, jerseys, shorts, shoes, you name it, they had it. So I'm excited because Elite, with Ryan and Los out there, they're going to be giving us something special for our tournament coming up. So I'm really excited about being able to announce that one coming up real soon. So let's see here, Joe. I know you're at work, and I know that there's a possibility you may have to leave. So I know we're gonna highlight the Show Me Classic here just shortly. I know I want to be able to highlight officers doing great things off the field. Of course, with the current climate, it's always great to be able to highlight, these officers that are doing great things, not just on the field in our circuit and for our program, but also off the field. We got some cool recaps from the 50th NPSC National Police Softball Championships. We got a recap of the Texas Police Games, the West Conference Championships, some updates for the Keepers of the Peace tournaments, and a little highlight for Ralph Hamlin, a freaking legend in the sport. So, yeah, man, I'm excited. Well, hey, man, first and foremost, let's get to these officers doing great things off the field. So this week, we're going to be highlighting Brad Johnson. So Brad joined us in San Diego with the Louisville Sluggers. And, his wife, Carrie, was there, and it was cool to be able to catch up with them. But I caught something off Facebook. Of course, like a lot of guys, they're not going to talk about it themselves. But we caught something on Facebook that Brad was involved in. And so Carrie Lee posted this. She was proud of, her husband, Brad. And he was recognized on this particular post for his dedication to the community. He's giving all the time to people that are in need and going above and beyond to build the relationships with the citizens and, of course, the kids in Edgerton. So there's a picture of him receiving his award. And, there it is. So after that picture, we ended up finding out about an event that he himself put on, and I'd like to be able to highlight that event real quick. So Brad conducted a game called Cyclones in the Outfield. And what he did was he got the Johnson County Sheriff's Office and the Johnson County Fire District 1 to play a softball game on June 19th to raise funds for school supplies and registration fees for adults. It raised $35,000. Wow. That'll cover every student at the school for this year. Brad said that basically he was just driving around town trying to figure out the best way that he could make an impact on the community. And he came up with the idea for doing a fundraiser of taking care of kids at school. He wanted to directly impact everybody, and that would relieve some financial burden from the children, in the community. So I don't know if y'all know this, and I don't know, Joe. Some people might be surprised that Brad is Edgerton's full-time community officer. When he's on the field, he's so competitive and he's pretty aggressive. But I guess when he goes to work, he's able to hone in all of that, that big man with the big heart. And he goes out and he provides for his kids and the people in the community. So it was really neat. He was able to get local businesses. He got the city administrator and the mayor to publicize the event and ultimately bring awareness to the school, and to be able to bring this money towards the children and the teachers. Now, one thing I thought that was really cool that he highlighted, and we talked about it the last tournament, is that it's also going to help teachers. He said that they're always having to pull out money from their own pockets to help pay for supplies for kids. And I thought that was really interesting, because it was only after my son became a teacher that I realized how much teachers actually spend of their own money to be able to provide for kids in their classroom. And I had no idea. I thought it was just all funded. So I think that was a huge thing. They also supplied like hygiene products so that the children would be able to come to school and get whatever they need to be able to take care of their personal hygiene. So just, Joe, I think that's so cool that, we're able to highlight. Let me show. Did we show a few pictures already, Deanna?
Yes.
Of the softball game we did?
Oh,
okay.
Yeah, Brad. Yeah.
Yeah. So cool, man. Well, hey.
Well, Brad, yeah, good job by Brad for sure, man. I wasn't aware. I mean, I knew he put this thing on. I wasn't aware that he raised $35,000. That's pretty amazing.
Yeah, man. Yeah, and that's like Dan McIntyre also, where with the Special Olympics. I mean, man, if you guys got somebody out there, they're doing something, off the field to help their community, man, please share it with us. I'd love to be able to highlight, these officers, and nobody's asking for it. I know they'd never ask for it, but I think it's really cool to learn about guys in the circuit and to see something besides just their playing on the field. So that's this segment of officers doing great things off the field. Brad, thank you for what you do. And I appreciate you, going above and beyond, man, because it's not just a position, you have to want to do that type of community type of work. And so I'm happy for you, man. So great job, Brad.
Agreed.
Yeah, man. Want to highlight real quickly some really cool things I found on Facebook. You can check this out. So, Biotex, my wife with Audrey and Biotex. Well, at our last Keepers of the Peace tournament, she handed out some koozies. And I got this from Johnny Bake. And I use their Facebook names. If they don't come on the show and give us permission, I'll use their Facebook name. But he came out with this one. He posted this at Biotex, keeping the beers cold in Maryland. So that was really cool, man. And then, do you like Guinness, Joe?
I'm not a fan of the dark beer, my man.
Yeah.
I drink the dark liquor, not the dark beer.
Yeah. I can't handle the dark beer, man. Well, I can't handle beer anyway. I need a margarita, something with an umbrella in it. So I know, hey, man, I'm all about it is what it is. I can't fake the funk that long. If y'all have a drink with me, you're going to know I'm going to order margarita anyway, so the hell with it.
It's going to have fruit in it. It's going to have an umbrella, It's going to look pretty. That's the kind of drink that you're looking for.
It is what it is. I will drink it with a pinky up too. I'm not afraid.
Yeah, I've seen it.
So this is what I saw right after that post. Check this out. My Canadian connection, Tyler, saying he was keeping it cold in Vancouver. Nice. So that's pretty cool, man. Yeah, I thought that was neat. Thank you guys for supporting, man. That's really neat. All right, so Joe, hey, we got the Show Me Classic coming up, man, and I know that we're winding down. What do we got? How many days left? What's the countdown?
Oh, I would guess it's probably about 8-9 days away from people starting to come in town here. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it as usual, and running my ass off these last week or so trying to get everything lined up. So last minute, that's just the way things work with these things. So, but I'm excited to get it rolling, my man.
Yeah, very cool. Well, I'm excited also. Now, what I understand, of course, we talk. And you've got a lot of questions coming your way. You got a lot of people asking a lot of things, especially teams that have never been to the tournament before. So that tournament's coming up here shortly. Hey, Mark, what's going on, brother? It says, good to see you, gentlemen. Been a while. Trini, looking good for all the traveling you do. I appreciate that. On that note, I got to be at the airport. I got to leave my house at 2 a.m. to get in line to be able to go to Turks and Caicos, because somebody got there about 2.5 hours earlier that left before me, and they missed their flight. So, dude, it's crazy, man. So that one's going to be a challenge on Saturday, but I'm excited. But Mark, nice to see you, brother. This guy plays a lot of golf. Mark plays a lot of golf. I believe he has to have extensions on those clubs.
Yeah, that's a big man golfing.
That's a big man. Yeah, man. So let's run it down. What do you got for our? Give everybody an update on the Show Me Classic coming up. We got a new logo, correct?
Yeah. Like you said, there's been a lot of people that have been texting me, calling me, asking different questions and stuff, and I've got a big list of details here, kind of just to go over the entire weekend that's coming up. And I'd like to start with, prior to the tournament. Obviously, every year I do a pre-tournament party get together for everybody. This year, the Cardinals just happen to be in town playing Minnesota Twins on Friday, the Friday night before at 7 p.m. So for that game, I think we have a group of about 150 of the guys that are coming in town that are going to be attending that game. I was able to get those tickets free of charge for those guys, and so they'll be able to get in the game. Now, the beers inside the stadium, I wasn't able to get a deal on those, but I did the best I could. So anyway, so the game starts at 7. The first 30,000 people that I get there early. The first 30,000 people that come in through the gates get a mystery alumni Cardinals jersey. So there they are right there. So, and it's going to be either Stan Musial, Bob Gibson, Ozzie Smith, Mark McGuire, depending on what gate you go through.
Wow.
So the first 30,000. So make sure the 150 that are going, that you're within the first 30,000 so you can get one of those Cardinal jerseys. Now the game starts at 7. I'm going to be down there probably about 5:30ish at Ballpark Village, which is directly across the street from the stadium. So I'll be able to meet with whoever's picking up the tickets for their team and hand those out to those teams then. So I'll be there from about 5:30 to 7 at Ballpark Village hanging out. I'll text everyone and let them know where exactly I'll be inside there because it's a pretty big place. I'm gonna roll out of the stadium probably a little bit early. I'm going to get the party set up over at PBR in Ballpark Village, and that's going to run from 8 to 11. So, if guys want to hang out at the game for a couple hours and leave a little bit early, come over and hang out and watch the end of the game from PBR. There's going to be free drinks and everything set up over there. We'll have VIP booths set up.
Hey, real quick, Joe, so you guys know, bring that picture back up, Deanna, if you don't mind. So PBR, I think it's Professional Bull Riding, like Professional Bull Riding Association, I think is what it's called.
Yeah.
And I wear a cowboy hat and I do have boots, but I don't know anything about bulls except bullshit. So when you go in and you see that TV, man, we went in there one time. They had the UFC fights going on. I mean, it's crowded. It's a great live time. They have bars, they have restaurants. I mean, and if you look up on the top right of that picture, that's PBR up top. And that's where we have our players party. So it's a great time over there. So anyway, I wanted to point that out with that picture.
There should be a picture of inside PBR as well. There it is.
Yep.
So that right there in the left corner of the picture is that's the VIP. That's one of the VIP booths that we'll have. And we've had it since the last six or 7 years. We've done the party there.
Yeah, when you see that you see that table that's closest to us in that picture. Well, there's a railing right there. It's real thin. And Chris Jones, who's a guest on our podcast today, he was dancing on that rail one year, and man, he put on these leather chaps. I don't know how he got them, but somebody in that place gave him some leather chaps. And dude, I was ready to pull out my dollar bills. And he was like, and dude was entertainment for the night. So if you don't know who Chris is, you're going to meet him here shortly. But anyway, I wanted to make that note real quick. A great part of the tournament. I don't know if you set that up or not, Joe, but it was very entertaining.
Yeah, no, I did not set that up. That was he did that on his own.
Nice.
So, but I want to thank Jay and Lord Distributing for donating drinks for that party there at PBR for the players to come over. And if you're not going to the Cardinals game, just show up to PBR. Like I said, 8 to 11. It'll be some draft beer, bottle beer, mixed drinks, bottle service, stuff like that. So it should be a good time on Friday night. So there's going to be some new teams that are coming in that have never played in St. Louis. So like the Colorado team, Angel Armor, then you got Oklahoma Outlaws that are coming in, and those teams that, you know, we'll see how they how they're able to handle themselves on Friday night, and how that relates to how they play on Saturday. But we'll see how those teams come out. And, you know, Oklahoma, this will be their first actual travel tournament. They've played 2 now in Tulsa.
Yeah, I'm excited about that.
This will be the first one they actually leave their home, you know, of Tulsa, Oklahoma, to go out and play another city. So that leads me to Saturday. And Saturday, Deanna, if you got the bracket there, or the pool play bracket, I basically it's going to start at 9 a.m. It's going to be the start time for the tournament. Those are going to be what's up on the screen right there. Those are going to be the 4 pool play brackets. So 1 is going to play 3 at 9 a.m. Then 1 is going to play 2 at 10:15 a.m. And then 2 is going to play 3 at 11:30 a.m. And then that's going to leave the actual double elimination starting at around 12:45 to 1 o'clock. Now, Trini, I don't know if you have any questions about these brackets. They're pretty self-explanatory for whoever's watching, but they're all pretty evenly matched, I think, and it's going to be some really good competition.
Well, one thing I can say is nobody's ever had any complaints about the brackets. I mean, nobody's had any complaints about the way the tournaments run. So, I mean, I haven't heard any issues, and I've been going there for quite a while now with our team. So now
I appreciate that. There's been a couple issues in the past with ball gate between NYPD Blue and Midwest Heat back about 5 or 6 years ago, but we did away with that now that you know, all the teams have to purchase the balls from the complex, and every ball that's used has to have the complex stamp on it. So that's another thing I wanted to touch on, because people were asking me about that. The balls are going to be Worth Gold Dot Extremes. They're going to be provided at the concession stand. It's $55 a dozen or $5 a ball. So if you buy the whole dozen, you save yourself $5 basically, or get 1 free ball. But it's going to have the BMAC complex logo on the ball, and those are the only balls that are going to be allowed in play.
I might add that the cool thing about this park is you don't have to spend a bunch of money on the balls, because you can retrieve them pretty quickly. It's not like if we go play it in Eric, or I guess Chris's neck of the woods, where some alligator probably chomp on it and you have to go buy new balls. But it's easy to retrieve your balls at this park. So that's good. I like that. I remember.
And as far as another question I got is the bats. What bats are we using? It's provided bats. So it is a provided bat tournament. And again, just like the last several years, we're doing Louisville Slugger and D. Marini. I want to thank Mike Cornell and Chad Augustine both.
All right.
Because they were able to, they mailed me the D. Marini and Louisville Slugger bats. I can't go into exactly, I wanted to show pictures of these things. I wanted to talk about them specifically, but I was told I'm not allowed to because they haven't been officially released yet. The release date's not till September. So no one's seen these bats. There's no pictures out there of them. There's no one's swung them. So this will be the first time they've ever been used in competition. So, nice. Which is pretty cool, I think. So
very cool.
And based on what they're saying, everyone's going to be really pleased with the bat selection. There'll be 2 of each. There'll be 2 Louisville Slugger and 2 D. Marini on each of the fields in play. Yeah. So I'm trying to run down this list of questions that people asked. Sorry if I.
Hey, real quick, Joe. Real quick, you've got a new logo. I want to be able to highlight that. Can you explain real quickly behind that logo? Because I know I just wanted to change it up a little bit. I was wearing a Mets shirt the other day, surprise, and it kind of. I said I wanted to base the 2021 Show Me Classic logo on this Mets logo that I had, and that's kind of what it turned into. And that's cool.
It looks pretty good. I think turned out pretty decent. It's pretty simple, but it's nice.
Yeah, I like it too. Very cool.
So as far as the tournament goes, there will be free water. There'll be energy drinks, and we got 4 kegs donated from Doug and Gray Eagle, which I want to thank him for that. Dr. Pepper, Snapple donated the other drinks, the water, and the energy drinks and soda. So that'll all be there, just like previous years. We'll have a big tub or something with the drinks, and then The draft beer will be served at the concession stand. Just if you're interested in the beer, make sure you're getting our stacks of cups and not. I think it's Bud Light and Budweiser, the two beers that we'll be able to drink for free at the park. If you're interested in drinking beer, of course you don't have to. Again, 9 a.m. start time on both days, on Saturday and Sunday. The way I have it set up is that both days should be done by 5 p.m., barring anything crazy. But the first day we start at 9, we should be done by 5, which gives guys plenty of time to get back to the hotel, get showered up, get ready. And if they're interested, Saturday night I set up the happy hour at Basso at the Cheshire, same as the last several years. There it is right there. It's a real laid back, cool atmosphere, great food, cheap drinks during this happy hour. It's going to be from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. Just mention the Show Me Classic. They'll know that we're all coming. It'll be discounted. There's the happy hour menu. It's going to be discounted beers and some discounted cocktails, as well as some featured happy hour food items like $5 burgers, and I think there's some pizzas pizzas are $7, stuff like that. But that's always a good time there. If you guys staying at the Cheshire like you, Trini, that's going to be pretty convenient. But it's a cool atmosphere, and if you don't want to go, no big deal. But I set it up for those who are interested in going. Another thing on Saturday, Zach Bauer, who's no longer in law enforcement. He played with Missouri Lawmen for about 8 years, I guess. Well, he got out of law enforcement. Now he owns a gym, and he's a personal trainer at that gym. And he's going to be set up with a tent, and he's going to have a bunch of Redcon supplements for anyone to try. And, everything you can think of, mixed drinks, pre-mixed drinks. And, obviously I'm sure he'll be handing out his card if you guys are interested in purchasing any of those. But he'll be there handing out samples of different products.
Zach's a cool dude, man. MVP quite often, right?
He was always in if we did well in the tournament, he was always part of the all tournament team. He was solid. He's great defensively and a hell of a hitter. So it was bad losing him, but it is what it is. So I'm happy for him though. Yeah. The going on to Sunday, like I said, it's going to start back up 9 a.m. on Sunday. Both championship games. Well, I forgot to even mention. So the way it's going to those pool play or the pool brackets I put up earlier, that's 12 teams. It's 4 3-team brackets. Pool play, after that, you're going to be seeded into a double elimination bracket. The first 4 teams out are going to drop down into their own bracket. It's a drop-down bracket sponsored by L Management. That bracket will have prizes for the top 2 finishers. The main bracket will have prizes for the top 4 finishers. Both championship games on Sunday are scheduled for 2 p.m. And then the if games, if needed, are scheduled for 3:15. Speaking of prizes, Trini, I was going to mention this since we're talking about prizes. The defensive MVPs.
Yes.
So defensive MVPs in both brackets. So the top finishing team, the first place finishing team in the upper bracket and the top finishing team in the lower bracket will each select a defensive MVP from their team. And both of those players will receive a custom glove made by Dan McIntyre at
that's what I'm talking about with Dynamite
Sports. So which they turned out really nice. And Trini, I don't know if everyone can see that, but one of those gloves says Keeper of the Peace on it. Yep. So I think that's kind of a hint at one of the prizes that you're going to be giving away at your tournament as well. So
yeah, man. And so for those that don't know, Dan's getting into this now. That's his business. If y'all know Dan, of course, you want to support the guys in our circuit. And he's got these cool ass gloves, man. And so that's going to be cool. And he can get them in any size. Got a little surprise coming for somebody in my family. And I'm going to be ordering one, and it's a little bit of a smaller size, so you can custom order them any way you want. So you got to make sure you check out Dan. Is he going to be at your tournament again this year, Joe?
He'll be there, and he's going to have his humongous trailer with probably everything you can think of that you might need or forget. He's going to have there for sale. So,
yeah. And if you don't know who he is, he won't have his shirt on past the first game. Just look for the dude with no shirt on.
He'll be wearing his little tight little shorts, no shirt. He's going to look like a bear. His hair's going to be all messed up.
No abs, so don't look for those. Just no shirt. That's all you got to look for. A dude with no shirt on. That dude shouldn't have his shirt off, and that's Dan, just so you know. And he wouldn't have a problem with me saying that, so I'm just saying.
Yeah, especially if it gets hot out and the sun starts glistening off his manly body.
The sweat has nowhere to go with all that hair. All right, let's keep going.
All right, let's get off of Dan and his sweaty, shirtless body. All right, so let's getting back to the prizes. So what I've done the last several years is the all tournament team. There'll be 10 players on the all tournament team. Each one of those guys is going to get a custom nightstick with their name on it. All tournament team, the year of the tournament, and the tournament logo. Cool. So those aren't handed out the day of. I usually get those and hand those out in Vegas at the World Series. They take a little while to make. So, but anyway, so that'll be that. I did have another question, which actually Albert Sanchez sent me. I don't know if he's listening now or not, but he asked if you're allowed to carry off-duty weapons into the stadium at Busch Stadium. You are allowed to do so. Just make sure you have your police ID as well as your badge on you. And if you're interested in doing that, you have to go through a specific entrance. It's a glass door entrance that's marked 404 South 8th Street, which is just south of the Stam Musial statue. So if you are wanting to carry inside the stadium, you can do so. Just make sure you go through that entrance, and they'll ask for your badge and your ID, and you'll sign your name. You'll give them some more information, and they'll allow you they'll allow you to enter through that entrance. So I think that covers pretty much everything. I know some people ask about the time limits. It's going to be 70 minutes in pool play, and then there's going to be no time limit at all throughout the double elimination brackets. So in every game, they're going to be scheduled every hour or 15, and typically they don't run too much longer. You might have a game or two that kind of screws everything up, but we'll deal with that if the time comes. But everything else is all the rules are going to be the same as it's been previous years. So,
Joe, if somebody asks you a question after this podcast, I'm going to kick them in the throat. Stupid. So that's good, man. You need to refer them to the damn podcast.
Yeah, I'm going to put all this stuff I just talked about, I'm going to post it on the message board. So if you do have any questions, just refer to that or rewatch the podcast if you want to listen to my beautiful voice. But you know, either one doesn't matter. But I'm going to post it on the message board. Take a look. If you have any questions about rules, call me. Cool. I'll answer them or shoot me a text.
Very good. Hey, nobody can accuse Joe of not being thorough. Dude is thorough, and he puts on a hell of a golf tournament. And so we'll talk about that on a different show, and we'll show some highlights. Y'all will love it. So we're going to go through the 50th. Now we're going to be highlighting a tournament. Hey, Stu Donaldson, what's going on, brother? It's another big man with a big heart. Let's go. So the 50th National Police Softball Championships, correct?
Correct.
Took place here recently. It is the longest running tournament in the circuit. That's super cool, man. And this thing takes place where at, Joe?
Cincinnati, Ohio. It originated in Dayton 50 years ago. And I believe it was maybe about 10 years or so ago, they moved it to Cincinnati, and it's been there since.
Yeah, man. So on this particular tournament, I know we've got, some let's see here. I know we've got some updates for you guys, but I think the main thing to be able to go over is that, I say the main thing, I mean, from what I know, because I wasn't there and I didn't hear too much from it, but when we talk about the end result of the tournament, I know it was the Kentucky Blue over the Midwest Heat in the upper division, and then we had Metro Detroit's Finest over Detroit PSC in the lower division. And so one of the things I wanted to be able to do was bring on a couple of guys that we have on the show. And again, with this Police Softball podcast, one of the cool things is being able to introduce people in our circuit that you may see on the field. and you may see them play, but you don't know them outside of the ball field. And one of those dudes is the man who is running the team right now. But if there's one thing about him that he's made sure that people know, but also, he's expressed to us is like, hey man, I'm just a person who puts it together. It's all about the team. And so, I'm excited to have a guy like that on, along with the other guy that we have that's joining us. But I'll let Eric introduce him here in just a second. So we'll bring Eric on now. What's going on, Eric? How you doing, brother?
Good. How are you all doing? Thanks for having me on.
What's up, Eric?
So we got Eric. He's been a law enforcement officer for 19 years. He is in Springboro, Ohio Police Department. He is the manager of the Kentucky Blue, the True Blue Real Hero Award recipient. He is the founder of the Warren County Lawmen, Ohio 5-0, MO 5-0, and the 50th NPSC champions. Congratulations to you, man.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, man. Well, I'll tell you what, I've always enjoyed seeing you play, but also, I know by talking to you on a few occasions, along with being able to have something that you've done for me and in the organization Shields for Kids, man. You reached out to me. Well, first you reached out to me when I had cancer, and you sent me a heartfelt message, and that meant a lot. But then you also stepped up, with your team and donated to Shields for Kids. And again, I thanked you before the show, and I thank you now very sincerely that I appreciate your support, man. Thank you, because without donations like that and without that support, we can't do what we do. So thank you again for that, man.
Yeah, you're welcome. And it just goes to how special this circuit is. It's more than just playing ball in the field. It's the relationships often. So we can help out in any way. We try to. I know we donate to Potter's raffles every once in a while and other things around the nation. So we'll do what we can when we can.
Yeah, man. So I know at the tournament, Joe, you want to give us a brief overview of kind of what you know of took place at the tournament? We'll let Eric comment on anything you might miss out.
Well, I'd like, I was talking to Eric prior to us coming on, and he did a really good job of running it down. I was going to see if he wouldn't mind doing that himself. Because he gave a great perspective. I mean, obviously he was there. They were there the entire time, start to finish. So
very cool.
If you wouldn't mind, Eric.
Yeah, no, I don't mind. So Poppy and Keith Lewis, they ended up coming over some adversity early on in the tournament. So a few days before, we had some bad issues. We weren't able to get any provided bats there. Some ball issues that Dan McIntyre ended up coming through for us and was able to provide 12, 13, 14 dozen to bring down for us. I know a few teams dropped out unexpectedly there, but they overcame it. They put together a solid tournament of 8 teams and continued into Saturday. Friday night into Saturday morning, we got some rain. I mean, it came down, a monsoon. It pushed the games back from start time of 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Our first two were the round robin games. We did 2-game round robin, but we had to move them to 1-pitch rules just to get them in. We got them in, and we headed right back into double elimination bracket, and it reverted back to just normal softball rules from there. And we ended up coming back on Sunday morning to some lakes on the field. There was an unexpected storm that came in about 10:30 Saturday night and lasted till about 3:30 Sunday morning. So when we got there, they barely got the fields ready for the 8 o'clock games, but they did, and we were able to move through the lower brackets in the World Series style championship bracket with Midwest Heat, and we're able to complete the tournament. Overall, it was a pretty successful weekend and a pretty competitive weekend.
Man, that dude should be a commentator. I'll tell you what.
When he ran it down earlier, I was like, man, that's perfect. Can you do that again? And he said, yeah, I'll do it again. So that was perfect.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what. One of the things I loved about when I, on social media, of course, I'm there with, with the podcast that I do, and then along with a few other things that I do. One of the things that was written was winning championships takes a complete team effort. Alex, I believe his name is Ober. I'm not sure. Played well all weekend and made several game-saving worthy catches in the outfield. And Jonathan Bobea, I don't know if it's Bobea, had a huge hit in the bottom of the 9th inning to reach the base when they were down by 3 runs. And a trustworthy veteran, Dave Posma, delivered in a clutch game-winning single. So, man, it's just a little bit of a highlight thing. And of course, one of the things I love is, Eric, is, when you myself as a manager, Joe as a manager, and you as a manager, when you lose, you'll hear people say, "Oh, damn it, man! Maybe they were the last at bat, or they were, maybe they had an opportunity to clean the bases off and tie the game up or something." Like, man, I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. I said, dude, are you kidding me, man? It starts from the very first at bat, the very first time you take the field. You can go back to a number of things, man. I've always talked about a team effort. We win together, we lose together, and it's all a team effort. And it's so difficult as a manager when they come to you afterwards and say, "Hey, we need an MVP. We need a all tournament team." It's like, oh man, that's like one of the toughest things to do, man. And so I really love that write up, because it's just like you were talking to us about before the show, and now when I read, I love that mentality, man. That's a sign of a successful team right there. I like it.
Yeah. So every person wants to play every pitch of every game. Nobody wants to take time off work, away from family, or bring the family with you and go and either be a role player or not play as much as you feel you may expect to play or want to play. So it's important to make sure the standards are set at a very early stage, and everybody understands that we're here to win and move forward together as a team. And, we were able to do that this past weekend.
Yeah. Yeah. Very cool. Well, one thing I want to be able to do, Eric, is be able to, you don't have to say it because the tournament said it, I guess, when it came to inducting a Hall of Famer. So the National Police, National Police Softball Championships have their own Hall of Fame.
Yes.
And this next person that we're going to invite on, like we talked about before with the show, because I have a little chatter before the show starts. I mean, this dude, I liked him because he's a big dude, but when he carries himself, it's like he's confident, but he's approachable, and he's a hell of a businessman. So it's Chris Country Jones. I want to add him on to the stream. What's going on, Chris?
Not too bad. How y'all doing?
I'm good, man.
Excellent, brother. Well, Chris Country Jones, been in law enforcement for 18 years. He's a master trooper in Kentucky State Police. He's a Kentucky Blue catcher, and he is the NPSC Hall of Fame inductee. But I want to tell you something, Chris, briefly, and this is something I read, and this is one of the things that intrigued me with having you on. I like Eric. We've talked before, and he's done some things again personally that have made me feel for him as a person. But when it comes to what I read about you, check this out. Chris Country Jones was inducted into the National Police Softball Tournament Hall of Fame this past weekend. He started playing the tournament in 2003. This Kentucky State Police officer is the most unselfish player or person you will meet. An ultimate team guy that plays at a high level when his number is called. He made 2 outs at the plate all weekend long. He is loyal to his family, his team, the police softball circuit, and himself. All valuable attributes worthy of the Hall of Fame. Some badass words, Chris. And I'll tell you, to me, one of the things that I value is when you get a compliment or an accolade from your peers. Dude, we're hard people to impress. We're hard people to convince of something. We can read between the lines. And so to be able to have something written like that about you, and of course to be inducted like that, says a lot about you. So congratulations, man.
Well, I appreciate it. I will say this: Eric is a really good writer on some of that stuff. So now, it is an honor to be inducted in the Hall of Fame. When I started my career in police softball, I never did think that that would ever happen. But like I said, I really appreciate it. I was just fortunate enough to play on some really good teams and have really good teammates. I can honestly say I believe this team this year is the most talented team that I've ever played on.
Cool.
So if we can just get it to click together, I know we're gonna make some noise. So looking forward to it.
How does it make you feel, man? I didn't know you were a trooper. It's pretty cool. Y'all are like Texas troopers, where y'all are out there on your own, kind of. Y'all are spread out pretty wide and all. That's how the troopers are here in Texas, man. You see those dudes and they're like Lone Wolf McQuade. They got cover off from a long ways away.
So I will say this. When I started my career, the first 13 years of my career, that is how it was. Out there in what we call the hollers. I don't know if y'all got hollers where y'all live, but we got hollers where we live. It's kind of like a road goes in between two hills. Mm. But for the past 5 years, I've had a pretty cushy position. I've been assigned to the governor detail. So,
all right,
wearing a suit and tie, kind of driving the governor around.
Yeah, all right. Well, I'll tell you what, you can't take that position too lightly with recent events. I mean, there's a lot of people out there that, man, they do some silly stuff. And so that used to be a cush job. But when you start looking at, with our capital and things that have taken place like that, man, you cannot take that position too lightly. So.
Oh, absolutely. I just don't want to take anything away from the uniformed troopers because I know they go there and beat the concrete and the pavement every day. So I got the utmost respect for those guys.
Yeah, man. So, hey, let me ask you this. So how long you been playing law enforcement ball?
Since 2003.
Yeah. So in what position have you been playing? What was your position? What was your...
So 18 years ago and 30 pounds ago, I was an outfielder. Outfielder for the Bluegrass Lawmen. We had a really good team. Lack of sleep during tournaments probably got the best of us. But as time went on, I've accepted my role. Kind of do the catcher and extra hitter thing these days.
Well, Eric, we had a comment by Dan, and check out what he says. And Dan would know. When Chris catches, he talks your ear off. Now, you may not think that that's an important position, but it is. It's two things. Because Dan, he showed his respect and appreciation for our circuit. And nobody questions it, but he showed it in San Diego. He had a particular umpire that, wasn't jiving with the way that things work. And, pretty, I don't know if you want to say disrespectful. I'll go out on a limb and say disrespectful.
He was disrespectful. He was an asshole.
So that's where Joe and I balance each other out. See? Yeah. So it is what it is. And, this guy, he really showed himself. And Dan made sure that he was not going to be allowed to continue that action on our stage. And so, Dan took care of business like that. So, but my whole point to that is that Dan knows us, and Dan, I'm sure, recognizes the value. I know I do, because there's been occasion where catchers they can influence the umpire, but then they can also get into your head as a hitter, even when they're giving you a compliment. I hate those the most. Back up, guys. This guy can hit.
Jonesy's back there talking to the ump, telling him how he's got a jar of apple pie for him in the car, depending on how the game goes.
Hey, anything to win, man. Anything.
Yeah. Right. How many years how many years have you been putting shine in jars?
So it actually started out relatively small. I would bring 4 or 5 jars, and we would just kind of, socially drink in the parking lot, just some buddies. Then it got to the point where we was going to Detroit up in Sterling Heights, and Pancake and Big Randy and Worm and all those guys was making pre-orders. So then it became where I was bringing 40, 50 jars. Well, now it's to the point where it's 200, 250 jars a tournament. A matter of fact, and Worm will tell you, we can no longer have softball tournaments at Sterling Heights because of the moonshine sales in the parking lot. but I will tell you, so I say I've been playing 18 years. It's been 15 years since I've been bringing moonshine.
Nice. Yeah, I've had a lot. I've gotten a lot of questions, and I'm going to tell you, I probably had about 5 or 6 people ask for, hey, can you give me his number? I want to let him know what to bring. And I was like, he's not coming to St. Louis this year. He's not coming to St. Louis this year. But yeah, it's a big deal. Anytime you guys are going somewhere, everyone wants your number, wants to get those pre-orders. Oh, you can't hear? You can't hear? You can hear me, Trini?
Yeah, I can hear you, man.
Okay, yeah.
Well, what's funny about with Chris is that I joked about it, Joe, and I don't know if you caught it or not, but I joked, but I was serious. Like, I tried to explain to people who Chris was on his like playing and hitting, and they're like, like, which one is he? And I was like, man, I was struggling. I was like, the dude the moonshine. It's I know that. I remember that dude. Yeah. We celebrated our 2016 victory over in Vegas with his shine. So that was pretty cool, man. That was really neat.
So I tell you something funny. About a week before a tournament starts, and if we're going to a tournament, I'll start getting text messages from numbers I have no idea where they are. So I got to Google where the area code is, and then I try to put two and two together. I'm like, oh, okay, it's Chicago, or okay, that's Detroit.
Yeah.
So I mean, it and I got to sit there and like I'm delivering pizzas now. It's turned into quite the team fundraiser. Actually.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
That's pretty good, man. Well, listen, I know that you're out on the lake, and I know you made it a point to get up there, about 15 minutes before the show started, and I know it's already 55 after. So he was in a bad position up on the mountaintop. He moved to a different position so he'd be able to tune in. So, Chris, I just thought it was important, to be able to highlight you, especially winning, that position in the Hall of Fame there, and especially with a 50-year tournament in the circuit. So I just wanted to at least come out, highlight you. And I know you got to get to the lake. You got people waiting. But, man, I appreciate not only – actually, for me, it's even more than what you do on the field, man. When that write-up was there and Eric talks about, you and especially the way Eric talks about his team, it's like that's what it's all about for me. That's why I'm still doing this. I would not be doing what I'm doing right now if it wasn't for the camaraderie.
I totally agree. And I feel bad.
Hey, Chris.
Yes.
Go ahead one more time because you were breaking out. You said you feel bad?
Yeah, I feel bad for not making the Show Me Classic. We had some guys with prior arrangements couldn't make the tournament.
It's all good, my man.
But Joe's a hell of a guy. All the Missouri Lawmen, they're class act, so they put on a great tournament. I looked at that bracket a while ago, and that's a stacked 12 teams. So nobody can sleep on any team in any bracket.
Hell no.
And I just want everybody to take a look over Eric's right shoulder right there. It's just a little sample of what's usually in the parking lot.
We're about to talk to him about it. But I'll tell you what, real quickly, before I want to be able to let you go, at any point when you need to go. But this thing cracked me up, and it's what I was smiling about. Look at this comment. So what you're saying is you work for the government. Legend.
No.
I mean,
If you run the tape back, he said, it's been known, but not through his doing. It's just his brand has been known to be at tournaments.
Exactly.
You are a legend. You are a legend, Chris. Hey, man. Thank you so much for joining us today, man. I really do appreciate you making the time, brother.
Yes, sir. I appreciate it.
Thanks,
All
brother.
right, man.
Thank you, guys.
Have fun at that lake, man.
Yes, sir.
All right, brother. You stay safe. Hey, Eric, man. So I didn't know, and we'll make it brief because I know you've been on for a while also. So when you're talking about the bluegrass lawman, correct? Is that?
That's what
Chris started with? Yeah, he started with them.
Yeah. So, Joe, I'd never heard, or Eric, I never heard of the bluegrass lawman.
Yeah,
I guess
bluegrass lawman was.
That was like a legendary team.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, they were around till I think they formed with TKO, and I think that would have been the Buckeye Lawman and the Bluegrass Lawman combination. I don't remember the year, but I think Bluegrass was around till TKO formed.
Yep.
Yeah.
Bluegrass was legit. I never played against them, but I just heard about it. I know the guys that played on the team, so
yeah.
I remember Chris when he was running around in the outfield back then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that must have been a while ago because he didn't say anything about the outfield.
He'll still go out there every once in a while.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Yeah. So on that note, what you got behind you there, Eric?
Oh, this is the jars of moonshine. This is what's going to be in Vegas possibly.
Holy smokes!
So yeah, keep that in mind, everybody listening. This is moonshine. This is the moonshine we take out there. $20 a jar. We got the butterscotch, the black cherry, the apple pie, the cinnamon, the clear, which is anywhere from 120 to 140 proof.
Christ.
And the root beer at the end here. But there's more flavors than that. This is just what I have in my own personal here at home. So,
man, when you start drinking stuff like that, man, especially if you're married, it's gonna be a really, really good night or a really, really bad night. I don't know.
Right.
But I do love the apple pie one. That's my favorite, and I think Joe said the same.
Yeah, apple pie is good.
Yeah. Well, man, I wish I'd have come to this circuit earlier, man, because I'd have loved to have seen these teams, man. Anthony says they were sick.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Well, Eric, again, like I told you before, man, I really enjoy this. No, one of the big purposes of when we started this podcast was to be able to bring on people like yourself and, Chris and those people that are really in it, for the camaraderie, and for what it is that we recognize when we all get together. Because it doesn't matter if I know what you do. I don't know what you do specifically, but I know you're in the same fight as I am. And I know that you go through the same anxiety and fears and ultimately overcoming the challenges of being in law enforcement, or corrections on that note. So anyway, man, I just really, it was a treat to have you on, man. And I look forward to being able to see you at the next tournament. And, congratulations again on y'all's win, man. That's exciting to be able, especially at the 50th, right? Wasn't it the 50th? Yeah, 50th anniversary. There's that team right there.
Yeah.
Dude, that's what you need right there. How many guys you got? Let's see. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, that's what you need.
18, but 3 of us don't play. So that gives me 15 players, and we're able to get them in and out and stay and compete at a high level. So,
yeah.
I don't mean to take up too much more time, but I just want to say congratulations to Metro Detroit on their championship, and I want to say congratulations to Midwest Heat also. I know they had some adversity they had to overcome with Dan catching the COVID right before the weekend started, and he still threw together a team, and we had 2 great battles in the championship game there. We won, I think, 15-13 and 21-20 in 9 innings, I think was the other one. So my guys battled. Quick shout out to the all-tournament team, John Franklin and Rob Andres and Anthony Manco, and Justin Camper was our MVP. So talk about comeback player of the year, man. I mean, suffering the injury he did, almost may never have been able to play again, forced into retirement because of the injury, to come back and play at the high level he is playing at right now. And leading our team to a championship this past weekend just shows his dedication to the team, the circuit, the passion he has for the game. And if there is a comeback player of the year, he needs to be recognized for that at the World Series. But overall, it was a good competitive weekend. It was fun. It's always good to get out with police softball. We love it. We tried to get, like Chris said, we tried to get out to St. Louis. We also tried to get down to Texas in September. Just couldn't gather enough guys.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean,
I get it.
I had 5 or 6 guys for each tournament that could commit, and we just can't pull the trigger on it. But it doesn't mean next year we won't, So we consider all options and we'll move forward. So like I said, I don't want to ramble on, but thanks for having me on, and see us in the parking lot, a big league game.
Bring apple pie. I'm putting my order in now.
Order down.
We appreciate you, Eric. Thank you very much, brother.
Stay safe out there.
All right, man. You
See you.
Thank you.
That's cool, man. I enjoy those guys. They seem like the kind of dudes you'd like to hang out on the weekend with,
Yep.
Yeah, man. So let's see here. Just real quickly, we got the quick rundown of the SA Law Texas Police games. Well, I say SA Law, but it's Texas Police games. I'm going to bring out, let's see, we had the bracket. We can throw the bracket out there, Deanna, real quick. Real cool. We had that bracket. Those were the teams that were in attendance. And, a lot of great competition. We have Houston Heat, or Houston, Team Heat, Team Heat, they're going to be out in Vegas. We got the let's see, Team Heat. We've got the Texas Fugitives, new team from Texas, is going to be heading out there. The newly formed team. Of course, we got us out there. I'm not sure if Lock and Load is going to make it, but we're hoping that they will. So we had it was cool. You know, a lot of competition. We were able to win that tournament, and so we had a little celebration there afterwards. It was really cool because it's been a little while. So it was a neat thing to be able to have. We ended up. Let's see here. We had our champions photo that was going on. And then what we do after every tournament is we go to the mound and we bring it in. And when we bring it in, we shout out our founder's name, and his name is Val Lopez. So we bring out, we say Val at the end of every game. And it was really cool because, you know, one of the things that we do when we are participating in these games is, you know, we have a lot of camaraderie, of course, just like at the Police Olympics. And so when you go out there, you'll see things like this, man. This team that we ended up playing, they ended up asking if they could meet with us afterwards. You know, we huddled at the mound after we broke it out with Val's name. They prayed for me. You know, they prayed for the team. It was really cool. A lot of friends that we meet every year there at the Texas Police Games. So it's great to catch up with a bunch of different people. A lot of great stories. And ultimately, we had our sponsor, Biotex. Big shout out to Audrey with Biotex. We had some really cool mugs made up at the Texas Police Games. Had Biotex that sponsored it, so thank you very much for that, Audrey. One of the prizes we won was a cool Yeti. Had a pretty neat little sticker on there. I thought that was pretty neat. Makes you think it's like a movie or something, man. It's pretty neat. We had our MVP was Ricky. He did a great job. Dude made plays that, people were just like, dude, that would be on ESPN without a doubt. So congratulations to Ricky. It was cool because at the end, Joe, our team got together and they decided that they wanted to do a little something special for me. So check this out.
Yeah. Here you go, Coach. Watch I got vertigo. Here you go, Coach.
If you decide to give it back, whoever shows up,
I'm not going to give you the mug.
you have that option.
So for the medals, we are taking ice cubes.
Yeah, you already have enough of those.
Hey, it's getting heavy. It's getting heavy.
Yeah, bro. His
Vertigo.
Here,
Vertigo.
this one's actually chocolate, so you get hungry later.
That was a very special moment, man. They all gave me their medals, and that was really neat. So there's a picture there of all the medals with my mug. And ultimately, Joe, check this out. When I was walking out of the stadium or the field.
Jingle, jingle.
I wore those around for a couple of days. It was pretty cool.
You're not going to sneak up on anyone like that, man.
No. I want to thank the San Antonio Police Officers Association for their sponsorship for us going out to the Texas Police Games, man. I really appreciate it. And for those of you that don't know, I mean, our organization, Shields for Kids, we do a lot of cool things for the community. You can check out the shoes that we bought for some kids that were in need. And we went to Walmart and thanks to Ricky's wife, Angie, who facilitated the opportunity to be able to give to these children these new shoes. So it was very cool on behalf of Shield for Kids to be able to provide those. Shout out to Chad and Moses. Thank you guys for making the trip up there. You know, Chad always helping out, and Moses, of course, always there and ready to support, man. It was really cool. Dudes don't play, not in law enforcement, but still are out there and enjoying the camaraderie with us. And of course, my wife and my son, who were out there with me. My daughter wasn't feeling too good, so she stayed at the hotel, but my wife and my son were able to go out. So yeah, very cool.
So
yeah, man.
Looking at that list that you had of the teams, a couple teams I would have expected to see there weren't there, and that's Team Texas and then Danny's cartel.
Lone Star. Yep.
Yeah, Lone Star.
Yep.
Cartel. Where were those guys at?
From what I understand, I'm not sure about Team Texas. I think that they probably went through some struggles as far as like maybe bad timing, more than likely what it is. And then with Lone Star, kind of that same thing, man. I just heard that they just, they weren't able to make it happen. And who knows, man? There's probably a lot of things going on, but I expect to see them in Vegas. I expect to see them in Vegas. So, we'll see how that goes. But yeah, I don't know for sure. Just know that they weren't able to make it. That's all I know.
Gotcha.
So we had our West Conference Championships. I mean, if we're running short on time, so I'll just say that, you can go to my Facebook page on Trinidad, and you'll be able to see a video, or Keepers of the Peace. You'll be able to see a video of a kind of a short recap there. But it was really good. Great tournament. We went up there with the seniors team, with the Louisville Slugger team. And I'll tell you what, Joe, for being, I think probably the oldest average team, as far as age is concerned, I mean, we really showed out. It was a great showing, man. I'm really excited about our seniors team. And I understand that that's, up in the air as far as, Jeff and all with the World Series. But man, I'm hoping it doesn't come to an end, because I really enjoy playing against the other, seniors Masters teams.
Even if there is no Masters tournament, that doesn't mean we can't travel and still play in tournaments, my man.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
So just like we went to Reno with the team and had some success there, we can do the same thing. And well, I agree with you, man. Guys, we had a good group of guys, and there's some guys that I just started playing with, a couple guys from Louisiana who are some ballers. Them guys are gamers, and they know they can play the game well.
Oh yeah.
And it's adding those guys to the team that we had in Reno is those are some great additions. So I look forward to playing with all you guys again next year, and hopefully we get about 2-3 tournaments in next year. That'd be awesome. Yeah.
Well, I know we're going to highlight this again because we went long on this one, but I'll just give a quick update on the Keepers of the Peace tournament. So here's a list of the teams that we've got to this point when it comes to our tournament here in Waxahachie. It's a great list to this point, man. A lot of competition there, man. I'm really excited about this, especially to add, our Texas Fugitives, Lone Star, Great Lakes, defending champions, Oakland PD coming out. That's going to be awesome, man. And then Houston Heat, like I was talking about before, they're the latest additions to the tournament. We've got our Beef O'Brady's Players Party that's going to be coming up. There's a picture of the Beef O'Brady's location. We've got all that area to ourselves. And Joe, they turfed the fields. At least 3 of them that are near the concession stand. So that's what they look like.
I know they were talking about doing it. I didn't know that was completed yet.
Yeah. So the 3 near the concession stands are turfed, and I think those balls are really going to stand out on that turf. I think it's going to be pretty neat with those yellow balls. That definitely will help at nighttime to be able to see those balls with the contrast of the yellow versus the brown that it has on there.
Yep.
I'm excited about that. And again, you've already mentioned it, but when it comes to the Gold Glove, we want to thank Dan McIntyre again with Dynamax Sports. He's going to be providing those Gold Glove gloves, and I'm going to highlight the price and how you can order from Dan on the next episode. So we'll hit it then, and along with hopefully we'll have our design for our provided bats coming from Elite Sports. So I'm excited to be able to do that on the next podcast. One more thing, Joe, I want to touch on is Ralph Hamlin. I want to congratulate Ralph. Dude was in the Seniors National Championships here over the weekend. And check this out, man. Dude I don't know how many championships Ralph has, but holy smokes, man. That guy, and, probably an MVP or an all-tournament award, no doubt. I mean, the guy's just freaking amazing, So, I'll tell you what, dude puts in work, though. I see him working. I see the highlights of him working. So that's pretty good accomplishment, man. Ralph has a lot of accomplishments in the game.
For sure.
Yeah, man. So big shout out to Ralph. Hey, well, that's our show. Just wanted to be able to give you guys a, let's see, Andy. Andy chimed up and said, hey, family, awesome moment. It was pretty cool. Hey, but check this out, Joe.
There you go. Yeah, you guys are due after what you guys won, and you had a year off last year, and do it again this year. That'd be huge, man. How many guys you got coming?
Take it easy. I think we got 10.
10.
It's going to be a challenge.
You say that every year, and then you show up with about 16, 17 guys.
I can't give it all away, man.
Then you start running through teams, and oh yeah, I didn't know they were going to show up. You know.
Well, I won't. You will not see that I'm lying this year. It's going to be a tough one. So we'll see how it goes. But like I said, we'll never let you down, dude. So we'll always be there. Yeah, man. All right, man. Well, there we go. Yeah. Javi had a baseball game. Yeah. Well, hey, Joe, thank you very much for joining us, man. I'm glad you were able to be here the whole time. And I'm excited to be able to have the tournament already here. Be done with it. I know it runs smoothly. So, hopefully you'll be able to concentrate on being able to play the games. You've been freaking hitting like a madman. And so I'm hoping you'll be able to do the same thing you've been doing and keep rolling with it, man. You've been doing great this year.
Hey, so when you say you got 10, just one last thing. When you say you got 10, does that include you at second base?
What's that?
When you say you have 10, does that include you at second base?
Yes.
Good.
Possibly. Yeah, we'll see how it goes.
Here's the deal. You come out and you play second base with us. I've never seen you play second base for your own team. That's why, and I don't know if the other guys are. I don't know, because I don't know if you play second for the tournaments that I'm not around. But
yeah,
if you don't, you should.
I appreciate that.
You've been playing this year, man, for sure.
Yeah, man, I appreciate that. Well, we got 10, so I'm gonna be all around, I think. But I'm feeling better than I have in a very long time, so I'm excited.
Good.
Yeah, I'm excited. All right, brother. Well, hey, I appreciate you, Joe. Thank you so much for being here, man.
Thanks,
and then, hey, Dan says, Joe, if you need some help in St. Louis, I can help you. Hey, Dan, what position do you play? I can use some help. So
we need to get Dan in the 5-man.
Hey, Stu says you held second down. Don't be scared.
As long as you're not using that one glove, whatever the hell that was, throw that thing in the trash.
I know it looks nice. It's going on the shelf. I told Audrey already. So yeah, it's going on the shelf, but we'll see how it goes. Well, hey man, thank you guys so much for tuning in. Joe, I appreciate you, brother. And hey man, this is Trinidad for Joe Monahan. And hey, don't forget, I got your 6.